One, Chris. The number's 1. That's how many games the Panthers are back in the NFC for a wild card spot. 1 game back in the win column through 6 weeks.
Are you telling me that there's a chance?
Don't lose to the damn Jets, and there's a damn good chance. Let's get this sucker started.
Facts.
Get dialed in, Panthers fans. Here comes an in-depth look at your team. Exclusive interviews. Locker room insight. Let's huddle up for Panthers Playbook. Presented by Wake Orthopedics, a Wake Med physician practice. Here are your hosts, Dennis Cox and Chris Lea.
Welcome back to another episode of Panthers Playbook. That's Chris Lea, Dennis Cox here with you. Panthers Playbook sponsored by Wake Orthopedics. Leave your thoughts in the comments section down below. Can this Panthers team challenge for a playoff spot? What do I mean by challenge? Maybe it's week 15, still have a mathematical chance. Week 16, mathematical chance. In my eyes, that's challenging for a playoff spot. Not necessarily that they make it, but still, as we're late in the season, December, hey, you know what? There's an outside or even some sort of chance. I don't know. But real quick, Chris.
6, 7.
I want to.
6, 7.
I just want to. I was going to bring up something fun, Chris.
Shout outs to my Gen Z nephews.
And all the Gen Zers that are watching this as well. Chris, we have at 99.9 The Fan, where people watch this on YouTube, 99.9 The Fan. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you do. We've hit over 20,000 followers on 99.9 The Fan's YouTube page. So thanks to each and every one of you so far that has subscribed. But also please subscribe because, Chris, if you subscribe and you watch here on our 99.9 The Fan YouTube channel, by the way, if you're listening on any of your favorite podcast platforms, pop on over to YouTube because we're doing a giveaway. We're actually giving away. I can't fully say what it is. We're going to put a video out, but we're giving away an item that is signed by a current Carolina Panther. I won't say who or what.
Give it away now.
Give it away now.
Type it to me in the chat just so I can react to it.
Okay. All right. I'll go and
I won't say a word, but my reaction is going to be everything.
Okay. But yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
Oh. Okay.
But Chris, I know after the last game against the Dallas Cowboys, where they again went to 3-3 on the season, you and I talked about, I mentioned the term growing pains. And I think we focused maybe, especially with the way people reacted in the comment section after the game, we focus on the pains a little bit too much, but we didn't necessarily focus enough on the growth, what we're seeing from this team so far. And I know you alluded to it there towards the end of the podcast.
I felt like we did a sandwich.
We kind of did. We kind of did.
We did the compliment.
I think that people, we want to make sure that we're not getting too high, getting too low. I think we're going to try and make sure we, try and keep a fair balance here. That's how we want to look at this, and we want to present that to you, to each and everybody that watches this. But I will say, you brought up a really good point, and we're going to get into Pat Jones and stuff here in a second. But the additions that Dan Morgan has made, including Pat Jones, have all contributed in some way, shape, or form over the last couple of years. And that I'm talking about, again, for the most part, draft picks, free agents. There are guys that we're starting to see contribute, and especially really, really young guys. Again, there are growing pains, but the key word part of that is growth, Chris. That's the key part of it, growing.
Yeah. And, it goes back to a conversation I think we've been having before about draft picks and stuff like that. They've had to replace the bad draft picks with people that they brought in because those guys just weren't working out.
Yeah.
So you bring in these new guys, and I would say even Jadeveon Clowney, like he served his purpose.
Yeah,
it was a good signing for last year. He served the purpose that he needed to be there for, because we didn't have him. It's going to be DJ Johnson starting in that spot. DJ Johnson, is he in the NFL? Did he ever get signed anywhere?
No, he never got claimed off waivers.
So it was needed. So he was better than what we had. And I think, of course, Dan Morgan's done a great job. I can't wait to see what he does in the offseason, but we still have so much more season left this year.
There's a lot.
And I'm excited to see what the guys do this year for the rest of the year.
We're basically a third of the way through the year. 6 out of 17 games. We're basically a third of the way.
7.
Yeah, it's. I swear.
If he could punch me, he would.
Where?
And I swear by the 6 or the 7.
I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, we better beat the damn Jets this weekend.
You should.
Because you talk about, again, you mentioned the growth and the new guys brought in. One of those guys is Pat Jones. We found out on Wednesday that he actually suffered a low back injury, woke up pretty sore on Monday, got imaging and stuff done. He has to have season-ending back surgery, which is a pretty big blow to a defense in my eyes that, Chris, we've seen over the last couple weeks shut down the run game. Shut it down, especially for what we saw the defense last year. And even week 1 against Jacksonville, we're like, same damn thing. Because we give up 200 yards rushing against the Jacksonville Jaguars in week 1. But the last 2 weeks, only 50 yards rushing allowed combined. Combined. And Javonte Williams played this past Sunday, who's one of the leading rushers in the NFL. Not the number one guy, but he's still one of the top guys in the league. And you got to give that defensive front a lot. Yeah, you got to give that defensive front a lot of credit for shutting down the run game so far, which is, again, been an Achilles heel over recent years under Ejiro Evero.
Yeah, he's gonna be a huge miss. One of the things, we interviewed him a couple of games back, and
we had a one-on-one.
One of the things I thought was cool is just like actually seeing him up close and seeing his size. Like that's a big guy. Like if you told me that he is the Charlotte Hornets' new wing, I'm like, man, that's a nice size wing. Pause.
Yeah.
He's a big dude, and so I think we saw him. He sets the edge really well. I think he's one of the 5 sacks that they have this year so far, which that's another thing we have to talk about.
We'll talk about it. That came late in the Miami game, by the way, that pretty much sealed it because Miami had a punt after that and Carolina ran out the ball.
And I'll say that like a couple of plays from this past Sunday, late in the game, when Dallas for some reason was trying to throw horizontal instead of vertical. Like he was altering some of those throws from Dak Prescott with his size and his length and getting his hands up. And, even if he's not making a tackle, he's done a good job of like leading a back into Derrick Brown or Ashawn Robinson's arms. And so they can just go down. So also the veteran presence that he's had there, the leadership that he's had on the field, he's definitely going to be somebody that's going to be missed. Great offseason acquisition. Somebody that, if he comes back next year and plays well, I'd be interested in trying to, extend him for another year or two after that. Yeah. So, just from what I've seen so far in 6 games, I like Pat Jones. So hope that he's able to recover well and able to come back next year, with a vengeance.
So with the injuries, we should say with Turk Wharton, he had the hamstring injury earlier on, came back, played for a game, then has the toe injury, though he was back at practice on Wednesday, limited participant, but still back. But we saw when Turk Wharton has been out in those pass rushing situations, we've actually seen Pat Jones slide inside alongside Derrick Brown.
Yep.
And then you've seen DJ Wanham or Princely Umamielen and Nick Scorton, a combination of those 3 on the outside. Hopefully with Turk Wharton coming back, it still allows Turk Wharton to play in those situations, still keep Scorton and Umamielen and DJ Wanham on the outside. But, I mean, this is a defense that still needs to get pressure on the quarterback. In 6 games this season, Chris, they've only registered a sack in 3 of them. Yeah. That's it, in just 3. And 3 sacks against the Miami Dolphins a few games ago. But this is something that is still a major concern for this team. The Carolina Panthers are dead last in the NFL in sack percentage. Dead last in the NFL at 2.6% of dropbacks by the opposing team, they get a sack. Dead last in the NFL, 2.6%. That's it. Even if you look at pressure rate, pressure percentage, they're dead last in the NFL, just 9.4% of pressures. Or, I'm sorry, 9.4% of dropbacks. They're actually getting pressure on the quarterback. The percentage of hurries and stuff, it's one of the worst in the entire NFL. So for a team that's still starving to get to the quarterback, Pat Jones is a big miss, but this is an opportunity for Umam Yellen to get more snaps, for Nick Scorton to get more snaps, take advantage, and hopefully these young guys can do so and get some pressure in the backfield because it's sorely lacking. As great as the run stuffing has been over the last couple weeks, getting to the quarterback, it just really hasn't been there overall.
And an opportunity maybe for Thomas Nkoum to work his way up a little bit more. You know, maybe he'll get a few more opportunities because of that. Maybe even Boogie Basham. I don't know if they'll end up elevating him again. He was elevated a couple games ago. So I mean, those are guys to look at. I would say that, you know, right now, teams that can throw over the top, I'm not too worried about that from the Jets right now.
Not with Justin Fields back there. No.
But teams that can throw over the top, and also teams with good protection if they keep a clean pocket. Like we have a hard time covering really good receivers, have a hard time getting to the quarterback. Those are probably the Achilles heels of our defenses. And even though I will say shout outs to the defense, 10th and total defense right now in the NFL. It's still early.
Yards,
in terms of yards, it's still early. Things can change and shift, but this early, getting back to the top 10 at number 10 is a good sight. I just hope that Ejiro Evero is able to come up with a good plan to put people in position to get to him. I mean, you have Justin Fields, who he's an athlete. He has the escapability. He has the possibility to get some yards on you on the ground. But he's somebody that I feel like if you have a good plan against him, you can get to him. And I'm hoping that there's a good plan from Ejiro Evero for his guys to stop them. I will say this:
don't let him get running. Don't let him get running.
I was going to say the run game is like right now, the Panthers are like 4th in the NFL in rushing yards or something like that. Behind them are the Jets, and they're 5th. So the Jets can absolutely extend drives on the ground as well. And so if they're doing that to us, and we're not stopping the run like we have been the last 2 weeks, also expect the rush towards the quarterback when they do drop back not to be as good.
Speaking of let's flip to the other side of the ball. Steve Wilks, defensive coordinator for the Jets.
Ooh,
Revenge game for Steve Wilks. I mean,
I love Steve Wilks.
I love Steve. I really do.
This is the 1 week I'm not cheering for Steve Wilks.
Just like, damn it,
This is the 1 week I don't want Steve Wilks to look good.
I know.
But here's the thing though. Steve Wilks can bring some exotic pressures.
Oh yeah.
You know, you talk about some of the things that we want to see sometimes from Ejiro Evero. Steve Wilks does that. And I kind of, some part of it makes me wonder. And right now, the Panthers are only 1.5 point favorites. Right now, at this point, it could change. And they should be favored in this game for sure. They're better than the Jets in every metric, even if just by a little bit, right? He can absolutely cause some confusion. And the Panthers have played 2 really bad defenses over the last 2 weeks. The Jets aren't like the best defense. They're
actually really not that good.
They're 20th overall. But
in terms of yards,
in terms of yards. So like you can score on these guys, but I also feel like there could be opportunities, especially when Bryce Young decides to hold on to the ball. There could be opportunities for them to get sacks and to, create those big plays for them. There'll be momentum plays for them. So I'd absolutely feel like in this game, whatever Canales is planning, let's call some plays to get the ball out of Bryce's hand really quickly, and let's keep their defense back on their heels as much as possible. And that run game, hopefully Chuba's back. We alluded to some guys potentially being back. You might have that 1-2 punch this week, and we haven't really seen that this year. True 1-2 punch. And I think Rico has forced his way into it. So now the Jets, if the Panthers are able to do that, that's the advantage we have because nobody knows what that really truly looks like from the Carolina Panthers this year. We know a good game from Chuba Hubbard. We know great games from Rico Dowdle. We don't know what it looks like with both of them having really good games so far this year. And this could be a good opportunity for both of them to get 100 yards on the ground.
I think with Chuba coming back off of the calf injury and the way Rico Dowdle has played, you can, lack of a better term, you can ease Chuba back into it. You can still give the lion's share to Rico Dowdle in this game. And like, hey, Chuba, because, again, soft tissue injury, lower body, we don't need to give you 18 carries, say. We can give you 12. Yeah. And Rico can still run for 22, get 22, 23 touches of the ball. And guys can stay fresh. Sets. I'm for it. I'm for it, especially the way Rico can handle things in the pass game as well. They can really confuse some defense as well. I actually like the idea of using both of them on the field, which we've seen at moments, even in the preseason, we've seen that. Or even how Miles Sanders was used at moments last year with Chuba Hubbard in the backfield when he was healthy. So the defense, go ahead, Chris, go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's something that just popped in my head. I was looking at film today. Yeah. The touchdown that Rico scored, I realized looking back at it, that's the same play that Miles Sanders had against the Falcons. I was like, yo, this thing works. Sorry. Yeah. Keep going.
No, it really was. It really was. So you talk about, again, a Jets defense that overall isn't that good. So in terms of pressure on the quarterback, they're third worst in the NFL in quarterback pressure. Third worst. Now, Panthers are the worst, but Jets are third worst in the NFL. In terms of sack percentage, they are 26th in the NFL. You also just look at, this is, I think, is something that actually gets overlooked as well when we talk about overall defensive play, is that how many drives by a defense end up, or I guess an opponent by a defense ends up in scores, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. The Jets give up a score on 49.2% of their drives. So basically every other drive, they're giving up a score in some way, shape, or form. That's fourth highest in the NFL. The worst is the Dolphins at 60%. The third worst is the Dallas Cowboys at 53.2%. So that's who the Panthers are playing this week. That's when I said earlier, don't lose to the damn Jets.
No.
You actually are better. I want to see this offense obviously continue to lean on the run game, 100%. But if it's not there, because it's not going to be there every week, you can't expect your running backs to pop off for 200-plus yards from scrimmage each week. If it's not there, what's the plan? That's my question going forward for this team. If it's not there, what's the plan? Because we've seen Bryce excel when he has a good run game. And they can go play action. That's when he's at his best. But if it's not there, what can they do?
I was going to say that I feel like he's starting to get a groove with Jimmy Horn. I want to see what that looks like. Yeah. Get him a few more touches to, maybe stretch those edges a little bit. Maybe also, get some deep shots if possible. And I think somebody we haven't talked about a lot, Mitchell Evans.
Yo. 5th round pick.
Listen, I was looking at it and, maybe Jadeveon Sanders comes back, maybe not. But whenever he does come back and we have our full complement of Jadeveon Sanders, Tommy Turnbull, Mitchell Evans, if we can keep that core for a little bit, we got to worry about tight end for a little bit. Just bring in some good guys to have some competition and push them. And, maybe if somebody comes up and ends up taking a job, cool, because those guys are all looking good. I want to see more shots to the tight ends. And here's something I forgot to bring up on the other side of the ball for defense.
Go on.
When we were talking about coverage, Garrett Wilson looks like he's not going to play this game.
Yeah, he's not.
And I mean, he's one of the better wide receivers in my eyes in the NFL. This, I think, makes things so much easier for the Carolina Panthers, because it's not as much to worry about. Like, Garrett Wilson has the ability to come out there and have a George Pickens type of day.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have that guy not available. Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's go out there and get a win. I think that this is a good opportunity. I want to see the Panthers. I don't think they're going to shut out the Jets. Jets are going to be at home, all that. The way that we've seen them win this year has been a shutout, a come from behind, and a back and forth. I want to see them get ahead early, maintain the lead, and just keep it like that.
Yeah.
Like, the Jets may answer, but you got to answer right back for them. And, they may get within 3 or within 4, but then you go ahead, you're back ahead by 10 or 14 or something like that. And at the end of the day, we can walk away with something like a 27-13 win. That to me will show signs of maturity. We haven't had that type of a game yet. And if you can have that type of a game against this team, you end up being 4-3, 3-game win streak, winners of 4 of 5 games,
finally
over 500 for the first time in 4 years. And I don't want to look too far ahead, but the Bills are sputtering right now.
It's a week-to-week league, man.
The Bills are sputtering. Now, they can get that fixed by the time they get to Charlotte.
Oh, easily.
People love to have get-right games against the Panthers. But the Bills are sputtering right now.
They are right now. But like I say, it's week to week. In this league this season, it's hard to actually say who's great. Like, who is a great team in the NFL this year. You really can't say it.
Yeah, 6-7,
Leave your thoughts in the comments. Again,
you feel me?
I do.
There's a lot of this in the NFL.
Yeah. There's it's funny how the Jets are week 6 and the Bills are week 7, Chris. Just saying. Shout out to Wake Orthopedics, our sponsor. Shout out to them.
Ice is good. Some good ice.
I'll see you guys after the game on Sunday.